Full time here at Sphinx Drive, Coventry Sphinx 3, Racing Club Warwick 1, a late Christmas present for joint manager John Woodward. Woody, slightly different circumstances from when we last met at Shed Dynamo. You finally got a smile on your face. How great is it to finally get that win?
Oh, brilliant. You know, I gave them a bit of a hard time after the Shed game, and, you know, I questioned their commitment beforehand today and said, you know, it's unlike, it's not a Sphinx team that just sort of packs in like we did a bit. There was no fight at Shed, and today they've responded brilliantly. They were superb to a man today.
Well, no one takes the defeats harder than yourself and Tomo. It's obviously the last couple of games we've been unlucky sometimes, but sometimes we've been outplayed. It must be such a weight off your shoulders for a performance like this to come, knowing what a tough few games we've got coming up.
Yeah, well, they're all tough. I mean, you don't get any easy games in this league, and that's why you've got to work hard to get the wins that you do. You know, we are inconsistent, and that's why where we are in the league. But you know, I think we're a better side than the position that we are in the league, and you know, we've got to start getting a bit of a run together now.
Well, chance to do that against Bedworth on New Year's Day. We'll get into that a little bit later. But after the Shed game, you said that you were thinking about going back to the five-man back line, which dealt us so many wins and so many points earlier on in the season. We brought it back, and it played to perfection. Some great performances from the likes of Jamie Draper and Kyle Burke in there. How did the lads respond to it in training?
Yeah, well, we hadn't trained since the Shed game, obviously because of Christmas. So they had a bit of a rest, and hopefully they all went away and sort of had a bit of reflection. I'd like to think so. Yeah, Draper, you know, he pulled out in the warm-up at Shed, and he's key to us. You know, he's a good young centre half. You know, we needed him today if he can keep himself fit. Yeah.
Well, on to one of the new boys in Harry Wakefield. Made his debut against Cheshire. We didn't see the best of him due to a rather heavy pitch at Butthole Lane. But today, on a surface that he can play on, we saw that we've got a proper diamond up front now, haven't we?
Yeah, well, I felt sorry for Harry because he was isolated at Shed and he was alone. We couldn't get any support to him whatsoever. So that's why we tweaked the formation today to try to get Lockie, Carey closer to him. And I'd like to think it worked, because today we've scored 3 goals and we probably should have had another 3. So yeah, he looks a good lad, and he's took his goal well, and you know, he needs a bit of support around him.
Well, a controlled first half. The defence did everything that was asked at them. You said at half time, just keep things cool at the start of the second half, don't make any silly errors. Sadly, the only negative from today was conceding 20 seconds in with Andre Williams, who ironically didn't score for Coventry Sphinx, but has now scored against us. How did the lads respond? Because it seems like a much different response than we've had in previous games when we've conceded early after half time.
We talked at half time, you know, keep it tight for the next 10, you know, because they're going to come at us. But we didn't help ourselves. It's from the kick-off, and we didn't deal with it very well, and Andre scored, and then you think, what was the point of saying anything at half time? But then, to be fair to the lads, we've responded well. We've scored a second quite probably five minutes or so afterwards, and it settled us down again. Then we get the penalty, and it gives us a bit of breathing space. But yeah, fully deserved today.
Well, Carl Carey back on the score sheet as well with 2 goals, one from the penalty spot and a beautiful tuck in between the legs of goalkeeper Sam Lomax. Do you feel that the formation change with bringing, as you said earlier on, Lockie and Harry together, is that also helping Kyle with the knockbacks he receives?
Yeah. Well, we brought Kyle back inside because we felt he was just drifting out the game when he was playing sort of left of the 3. So I think he's good when he gets on the ball, and yeah. Love Carl to bits, as everyone probably knows, and you know, he's weighed him in another 2 goals today, and yeah, he's our top talisman at the minute.
Well, some absolutely incredible performances all over the park. It's so hard to pick them out of the match. I wouldn't even ask you to name one because there's so many who could take that accolade. But really, the formation change worked to a T. The back line threw everything back at Warwick except for that slight moment of madness in the the first 20 seconds of the second half. Is that something that we're going to be going forward with in the future? We've seen Carl Burke in midfield for the majority of his time here, now playing at defence. Is that something that we're going to see more often?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we signed Kyle as a defender. He's more known as a defender, and he was really good and composed today, and his talking's really good. And Guesty was brilliant as well, and so was Draper, and the two wing-backs in Jordan and Joe were perfect today. They worked the socks off. So it's hard to pick a man of match, but I'd probably goals win games, I suppose. So I would go, the 2 goals from Kyle, I'd give it in, because he had the pressure of the delayed penalty. Okay, and it's not always easy if there's a big delay. Sometimes penalty takers have got too much time to think about things, but he finished that off, and that was crucial for us to sort of nail the game down, if you like.
Well, hopefully there'll be no Christmas hangover this year, New Year's hangover, I should say, when we go to Bedford United on New Year's Day. Could well be a double over the Greenbacks this season, compared to the double that the Greenbacks had over us last year. What are we going to have to do to take the 3 points away from Bedworth again?
It'll be tough. Bedworth on their own patch on the 4G. They like to pass the ball around, and it'll be tough. So it'll be, it's another derby, if you like. Okay, so it'll be tough, and I know Jamie and Stuart well, so it'll be tough. But if we go out with that attitude and that work rate and the willingness to put your bodies on the line, then we won't be far away.
Well, I'm sure we'll rise to the occasion again. Woody, have a great New Year. We'll see you at Bedworth.
Thank you.